Hello, I'm Vlad.
Hi, Vlad. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Fine, how are you? Great. Okay, so I guess that you answered to a lot of questions that I wanted to ask because, being the last
So
one.
the interview's over.
No, I have a few more. First one is about the playlist tonight. If you have many new songs from the latest album, will you include the playlist?
We just got done doing the Countdown to Extinction anniversary,
Yeah.
and we did not get to play that over here. So we're going to play not all of Countdown, but a lot of it, because the fans over here were really upset that we didn't come over here to play Countdown.
Yeah.
Because Countdown was one of our biggest records. So we're going to play about 5-6 songs off Countdown tonight, and then an offering of the rest of the stuff. Probably not going to play anything off the new record yet because we haven't even played it together. We did it in rehearsal, we did it in the studio when we recorded it, and we haven't played it together since we left the studio. So, I mean, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going down to that jam room and we're going to play together and see if we can do it. Who knows? I may do it tonight. I remember right before we went on stage in Germany one time, somebody said, "Oh, it's Bon Scott's 25th anniversary of his death," and I went, "Hey, let's do an AC/DC song." Now, Sean didn't know any AC/DC songs, so we learned it on the spot and then played it, about an hour later. So it's possible.
Okay. And you're adjusting your playlist during the tour, like you said?
Yeah.
Depending on the country,
It depends on the concert, yes, because the shows with Iron Maiden we're playing for 60 minutes, and when we headline, sometimes we play 90. If there's several bands on the bill, unlike tonight, which is 2. We'll play 75 minutes. Sometimes we'll be supporting somebody and they'll say, "Okay, you're a special guest, you can play 70 minutes," or there's no real telling. There's no rhyme and reason to it. You just go into a place and they'll say, "Oh, you can play 65 and a half minutes." What?
The deluxe version of Super Collider has 13 songs. Is there a coincidence?
It's funny. I got to tell you, this is crazy. When we went into the studio to record that record, we recorded 14, right? The song we took out was the 13th song. There's 13 songs on the record now. I was at my house the other day and I was counting I was telling somebody my address and I went, "Oh my God, my address is 2632. And adds up to 13. Only I would move into a house that the address was added up to 13.
Actually, your European tour, it has 13 dates. Now it's 14. I don't know. A recent one was added, but
no, it's not. That one didn't happen. The guy was not. He wasn't a legitimate promoter. He was fake. So it's 13.
It's 13.
You were talking about the Polish show?
I don't know. I don't know which one.
Yeah. The guy was. He was a first-time promoter.
Yeah.
And
I saw some. I saw 13 in one place, and I guess on your website it's 14. That's right.
Yeah. It didn't happen. He was make believe.
How you feel about the 7 dates you have with Black Sabbath in the autumn?
I think it's great. The first, I found out day before yesterday, this show in Sao Paulo was completely sold out, 70,000 people. Yeah. I expect that. We're huge down in South America, and Black Sabbath has never been there. So there's going to be kids that are 15 years old to 70, 80 years old, guys that were listening to Sabbath when they were in their 30s or 40s, and since the band's been around almost 40 years, God, they're going to be some old fans there.
Yeah.
But that's the great thing about it is the spread of the age group that's going to be there. Our fans are relatively young, and I think that because we've gone down to South America so much, our fan base down there is pretty large. I remember we were in Argentina, and Rolling Stone magazine said that the 3 biggest bands in Argentina are the Rolling Stones, the Ramones, and I was expecting him to say someone else, and he said, "You guys," and I went, "Really?" And evidently, it's true, because I thought, sure, Maiden's got to be bigger, sure, somebody else has to be bigger than us, but no, it's us 3, and I think that's really flattering, because it's a very passionate country.
Yeah.
They're so passionate about their music. That's why we recorded that one night down there.
Yeah. But how about you in regard to Black Sabbath? Were you a big fan of theirs when, 20 years ago?
I have my Sabbath songs that I like. I got to tell you honestly, I think that when Ozzy went solo and to Diary of the Madman and Blizzard of Oz, those were songs that I really loved because the aggression of the guitar playing and stuff like that. All due respect to Tony and Black Sabbath and stuff like that, there were certain parts in songs that were more jazz oriented, and I wasn't really a jazz player at the time. Now, the guy, when I was a kid and I smoked pot a lot, the guy that I used to get my pot from would play Black Sabbath non-stop. So, I listened to it quite a lot. So that's probably why I'm not really familiar with it, because I was retarded while I was listening to it. But, for me, like, we've done Paranoid, and we did Never Say Die for the Nativity and Black records. And I mean, who's not a Black Sabbath fan? I'm just not one of those guys that, sweats, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, because, their catalog is really vast. When Pantera did Caravan, whatever that song is.
Planet Caravan.
Yeah, Planet Caravan. I was like, wow, I've never heard this song before, and it's kind of like, how could you not hear that song? Well, because, I never had any of their records. The only record that I did have that was a Sabbath record was Never Say Die, and I loved that record.
How do you choose the bands that you're having gig on tour? Is like your friends or music that you're listening to?
Well, it looks like it's my friends. I hope that, if they're not my friends at the beginning, they are at the end. I think that's the goal of everybody. When you go into business with somebody, you want to keep it friendly. And Gigantor in the beginning was set up on guitar playing ability. And over the years, they kind of gravitated a little bit towards guitar playing ability, a little bit of some cool factors, some of the European bands that were really on the cutting edge, like In Flames and stuff like that. And the last one we did with Motorhead and Volbeat and Lacuna Coil, people did not like Volbeat, and I like Mike, I like Volbeat, I didn't think that they were right for Gigantor, but the promoters wanted them on the package. Every once in a while, you're going to have a band on a tour that some people are going to go crazy over, and other people are going to say, you know what, I would just assume that they didn't play and you played longer. And that's not anything against the bands, because, like I said, I like Volbeat, but I think that our fans didn't really want to hear, Social Distortion type rockabilly metal.
Yeah.
Even though Hank Sherman from Merciful Fate's playing guitar for them, which he's one of my favorite guitar players, I think that a lot of our fans, they want that straightforward, aggressive stuff. And Gigantor this year, it's like, God, if this isn't the fiercest lineup that Gigantor's ever had, with take David Draymond's band Device out of the mix, with Zach and Vinny and Jason and me and this opening band Death Division, pure aggressive metal. And then you add David's band back in it, it's got super heavy kind of like, modern stuff that I didn't really know who Disturbed was in the beginning. I just knew that whatever that one song is, right? And that one lick that sounded like Iron Maiden, So I was kind of like, that's an Iron Maiden song. But once we went out and toured with them, I had developed a really profound respect for them. That's why I asked David to sing a song on the record for Dance in the Rain. So you add all those bands together. I think you can see the aggression of this year is totally different from any of the other years. If I'm not worried, but I would have to say, if there was ever a bunch of bands that I would be worried about them all getting arrested at the same time, it's this lineup. See a paddy wagon take everybody to jail.
It would be fun anyway.
I think so. I was talking the other day. Zach called me and he goes, "Father Dave, just watching Kim Kardashian, I'm getting ready to do my Richard Simmons workout." And I was like, Richard Simmons? Of course he was kidding, and I'm thinking like, who the fuck you calling Father Dave? You're not calling me that. So I thought it was kind of funny, and when we actually talked together, I thought David Ellison swears, his publishing company is called Vulgarian, because he's the only guy that'll say, yeah, I just read my fucking Bible. It's like, dude, you're going to get hit by lightning saying stuff like that, But, I kind of got used to somebody who uses the F word 3-4 times in one sentence. And then I talked to Zach, and it's like, wow.
He's different.
Yeah, he's a wild man. He's been perfectly named, I got to tell you.
Okay, the last one. What do you feel most changed in the music industry after those 30 years? Like, the CD decline, new consumer models appear, like streaming, like Deezer, Spotify, which is big in the States.
You know, as much as it's hurt me and hurt the music industry with the downloading and stuff like that, we used to tape trade, and it's kind of the same, but it's not as simple. You know, there are malicious people in the world that will take a band's record and put it up to stream for free because they want to hurt the band. You know, and because of the way people are with the internet, they are anonymous. They're pretty cowardly. As far as me, you know, being pissed at people who download our stuff, I'm not. I've been able to understand that that's part of, you know, the mentality of civilization right now. Songs are basically calling cards for you to come and check them out live. So if anything, it's made more focus on live performances. You know, and if you're a crappy band live, then you know what, you should just hang it up. And I think the funny thing is, because of Pro Tools and digital software like that, there's a lot of bands out there that have great sounding records, but you know, you watch them in concert and it's like those Grateful Dead fans said when they ran out of drugs, these guys suck, you know, and so it's like, you know, you got to be able to back it up, and I think that's really cool in a way, but I think if there was anything that was really bad about the music business, is that it's been infiltrated by people who are businessmen who don't know anything about music, and it's all about numbers, you know. I remember I was in Germany one time, and this woman who was from our label was calling another band that was coming in product. Not people, not the name of the band or anything like that. And I thought, wow, that's really kind of impersonal, because I mean, you know, this is our art. This is, you know, what we believe in. We struggle to translate, you know, our feelings and our emotions into music and stuff. And sometimes you kind of get lost in the business part of it, because you have so much pressure as a you know, somebody who works for a label. It's like sell, instead of like how it used to be 30 years ago, where music business was all one word. You know, now it's like music, which is us, and business, which is a lot of the people who, you know, are you know, board members and stockholders in you know, publicly traded record companies. You know, that's one of the things I love about Universal, is they spent more money on our first photo shoot than almost all the videos that Roadrunner did. One photo shoot. Our last video we did for Roadrunner was 1/6 of the money that they spent on our photo shoot.
Expensive photo shoot.
No. It just shows you how you know, how out of place we were there. You know, at the time though, you know, if you figure going back several years, heavy metal was not popular in America. You know, it was about, you know, you got to be Taylor Swift, or you got to, you know, first off, you know, it's like we were never really in this to be like the most popular band in the world. We played this music because we love this music. You know, I was talking to my kids and I was saying, don't you think it's really crazy how Dad can go over to the other side of the world and there's people there that don't necessarily know what I'm even saying, but they love the music. You know, and I think it's really cool. I think it's great. You know, you look at our website, you watch the Twitter feed after we broadcast Kingmaker, and there's every different language. There's Spanish, there's Italian, there's God, what's the Farsi, I think it is. And there's you know, we've added all these different characters to our website too, so different forums can speak with us, you know, and I think that's the greatest thing about all this, is that, you know, we've become an international band. We're not a bunch of American guys that play music. We belong to the world and we play to them.
Okay. Thank you.
Good
luck tonight. Yeah.